Have you thought through, not relationship, because you'll always be his dad, he'll always be his son, but what's your working relationship? Is he gonna call you dad at practice in the locker room?
No, we already laid that. No, he can't. We already laid that down. Cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. Okay. In the car, if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he gotta call me like 2-3 or Brian.
Okay.
Or, GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him. But it's easy for me. It's easy for me because I've been calling him Bronny for so long. Yeah. It's not like I've been calling, hey son. So it's easy for me. It's gonna be the adjustment for him. But we cannot be running down the court. And he'd be like, Dad, push the ball up, Dad, I'm open, Dad.
Welcome to Paris. My name is Spencer Ford, and I have the privilege of being the LeBron brand lead at Nike. What better place to watch a live episode of The Shop than right here in the heart of Paris? We launched the Nike Pompidou Experience with the intention of celebrating athletes, art, sport, and culture. The Shop is home to all things for raw, authentic, and honest conversation, executive produced by LeBron James. All right, without further ado, the moment that we've all been waiting for, I'm here to introduce the co-founder, co-host, and GM of The Shop, Mr. Paul Rivera.
Hello, Paris. What up? I gotta say before we get into it, a little bit of a full circle moment for me. A lot of you Nike folks in the building know I worked at the Swoosh, which I think is personally the greatest brand in the world. So let's give it, okay, clearly a Nike person here. Let's give it up for Nike, please. But now, without further ado, I don't think you guys know who's here, so this is kind of exciting. You may know him as Franklin Saint, but the world knows him as, please give it up for Damson Idris, please. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling good about my fit and my physique. I was in the back in the mirror, and then Damson walks in. I'm like, come on, man.
I got you one too, bro.
This next guest we have, some call him, goes by that name. Some call him the chosen one. Back home, they call him just the kid from Akron, but the world knows him as King James. Give it up for LeBron James, please. Yes. Give it up. King James in the building.
I just want to say they stood for me as well.
We clearly got the order right of introduction. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on that. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to Paris.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Ain't it?
This is beautiful. Yes, sir.
This is normal for you, Damson.
Yeah.
So I've been watching the games. I've seen a few events that I think I could not only compete in, but excel. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're allowing this?
Nope.
Excel. So we'll get into mine later. No one's here to hear what mine are. But what I wanted to start is asking you, is there an event here at these games, not basketball, that you think you could compete in?
Wow. Competing in, how much time you're gonna give me? Because no, it's zero. There's zero competition that I compete in without preparation. But I think maybe the long jump. I think I can do the long jump, maybe or the high jump.
Okay.
If you give me some time, I need about 6 months, 8 months, or whatever preparation, maybe to get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would we get a podium out of you, or?
Yeah, I'm an only podium guy.
Okay, talk your talk.
Yeah, for sure. Or breakdancing,
Hey! Damson, is there an event you've seen that you may be able to compete in?
You know the little bit in the gymnastics before they do the flips when they're just like, I'll kill that. But the one I admire a lot, obviously basketball, but the rowing, man, when they're going through those like backwards and you could only see this part of their body. Do you know what the rowing, is
Yeah,
it canoeing?
of course.
I think that is like one of the most strenuous sports I've ever seen in my life. Like, it looks insane.
Love that. Speaking of strenuous sports, I think it's public knowledge now. You just wrapped a film with Brad Pitt on F1. Congrats on that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's a big look, great look. If I'm not mistaken, you actually drove real cars, right? Real F1 cars.
So technically, I'm an athlete too.
If you have a body, you're an athlete, Damson. I'm not sure if you've heard that. What was that experience like?
It was insane, man. You know, we got real F2 cars. We put a slab of carbon fiber in the middle of it and made it look like an F1 car. The F1 cars are actually, I'm about to say a bunch of kind of tedious like terminologies, but the downforce and the G-forces and stuff like that, it's different according to car, all the way from F4 to F3, F2, F1. F2 is actually one of the hardest cars to drive because it's a lot easier to spin out. But we had about 7 months worth of training. I'm now faster than Lewis Hamilton. That's a lie. But it was the greatest experience, man. One thing I will say, though, the first time I spun out and like nearly crashed, I had a moment where I was like, oh, this is why there ain't a lot of black people in this sport. But it's great, though. We killed it, and I can't wait for everyone to see the movie. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of Lewis Hamilton, obviously the great Lewis Hamilton, was he an inspiration for the role? I know you've met with him, spoke with him. Did he play any role in like your preparation?
Well, Lewis is one of the producers on the film, but also he just teases me a lot, man. Like, I said, man, yeah, man, I spun out at Silverstone. Silverstone's the British track. So I spun in the car, and Lewis was like, man, this is before he hit the podium at Silverstone. He said, man, I'm driving really slow, man, but, you know, when I'm driving slow, I just remember I could be driving as slow as Damson. So after he said that, I had to up my game.
There's levels. There's levels.
There's definitely levels to this, but he's
levels.
great at everything.
Yeah, I know the feeling of being next to someone that's always great at everything. Trust me. It's sobering, trust me. Speaking of levels, you carried the flag for the country, man. I mean, let's give it up for LeBron. That's not a small thing, man. So we saw a little bit of the footage of when you found out, but can you talk to us a little bit about like what that initial feel? Did you have any idea that was in play? What was that feeling like when you got the news?
No, I had an idea that I could be part of like the finalists to carry the flag for our country. But to be honest, I didn't understand the significance of it. I didn't know how prestigious it was. I didn't know how much of a grand thing it was. I grew up watching the Olympics, but I didn't grow up seeing who was the flag carrier or the flag bearer and things of that nature. Those things are kind of like, I never saw that before. So, once I was getting closer and closer and, to the moment, and then Steph Curry did the video congratulating me on it. If you guys saw it, he's an unbelievable person, unbelievable guy, and I thank him for what he did. And then being there with my teammates, getting that moment, that's when it kind of started hitting me, and then people from home, my wife, congratulated me on it, and, the fam congratulated on me. And then once we actually got to the opening ceremony, and it was like, it was like 5 minutes until it's time for you to go up there and carry the flag, I started to feel like very nervous, super nervous. I get nervous before every ball game too, but this was different nerves. Like, I was representing, the entire country at that moment. And I just thought about it just in the sense of like, like my grandkids and, kids and the generation and people in my community, kids who look like me, come from, my background and come from, areas that's not promised to make it to the next day. To be able to see an inspiration like that, hopefully I inspire so many. Not only in America though, but even other kids in different countries globally, to be, globally, to want to be able to be a flag bearer in the Olympics as well, and just to be a representation of what, positivity is. It's so much negative, excuse my language, shit going on in the world, not only in America, which we live in, we live in America, we see all the negativity, to be able to have that shining moment right there, to be able to just have positivity for all of our people, no matter the race, no matter the color, no matter your skin, no matter what you believe in. It was like a unity thing, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for sure.
You look great too, bro.
Didn't he?
Appreciate
Like
it. The cream, that cream jacket.
Like Captain America.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we were texting right before, and I was like, how is it, And he was like, well, it's raining. We can't really see much. We're on the boat. So, it's like, he's like, we'll see, kind of, we're just starting, whatnot. And I went from that to seeing you on television, and it was like, I told you this, I'm like, I got a little emotional, like, seeing it. It was like, it felt so much bigger than, like, just, an opening ceremony, or like the game. It just felt like so iconic.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if you felt that in a moment.
No, I did not feel it in the moment. But, once we kind of got off the boat and I was able to finally, take my phone out of my pocket, because it was coming down that day, and I took my phone out of my pocket and started seeing some of the photos. I started seeing some of the videos. A lot of my family members were sending me stuff of clips that was going on. A bunch of my friends and family was like literally having their phones on the TV and sending me that footage. I think you sent me one as well.
I did, yep.
That was super dope. And me and Coco just being up there, like,
beautiful.
Two black kids, up there representing America, like you just don't see moments like that, or they don't showcase those moments enough. So for me and Coco to be up there as two black kids representing our country, in the biggest stage for sport, it was an unbelievable feeling. It's something I will remember forever. My community will remember forever. And anybody that had anything associated with the 2024 Olympics in Paris will remember forever. So it was dope.
I have a question. Who could jump higher between you and Simone Biles? That's what I want to know.
Listen, if you see, Kevin Durant tweeted that he truly believes if you threw the ball to the rim, Simone would go up and dunk it for sure. She's not even real. She's something different. I wouldn't be surprised if we turned around and she was flipping across the buildings, just land and just, she's incredible, man. She's incredible.
Speaking of incredible talent, I think you and Snowfall is one of the most genius things I've ever seen. Loved your character, loved the project. And maybe didn't win the award you thought it should. What's that like, knowing that you're in such a subjective field?
It lets me know that the journey is all that matters, and the process. And in 100 years, I think people are still going to be talking about Snowfall. It's only been a year, but it's just so great to see kids and just new fans in general just catching up to the show. And I saw someone yesterday, it was kind of surreal. He came up to me, showed me a picture of new twins that he had last week, and he was like, I named that one Saint. I was like, what? I don't know how I feel about this. You want him to be a drug dealer? Is that what you're saying? What's going on? But the awards, it's great if it comes, but the bonus is that I'm just doing this, the joy and the biggest prize is that I'm just doing this. And as long as I remember that, all of that stuff is gonna come. But what was great was we picked up the NAACP award, and my mum was there, which was really good.
Dope. Give that up, please. Dope. Very dope. Congrats.
Yeah. So now she's like, next time you better win an Emmy or I'm really not coming.
No pressure. No pressure. First time I met you, I'm like, my guy, Damson, we know a lot of the same people. And then you spoke, and I was like, where the hell's the accent from? This ain't Franklin Saint. You have a very funny story on how you worked on your accent for Snowfall. Can you please tell them?
I kind of already knew how to do American accents from when I was back in London, but I had to kind of hold it in to do South Central. So the director would take me to the hood and just open up the door and be like, if you survive, you've got the role. And I just started really sinking into LA culture. I became a Lakers fan. I was on a FaceTime with Snoop Dogg every time I could. I think Snoop's out here. He'd be like, what up, nephew? Or whether it's YG or anyone at Top Dog, just everyone from LA really just took me in. They were like, hey, all right, you're British from Peckham, cool, but you ain't gonna make us look bad. So everyone just really took me in, and before, I think we pulled it off though, man, you know? Everyone's really proud of it. And I knew I'd done a good job when I played a British character around season 3 on a TV show called Black Mirror. And then after that episode came out, a bunch of people were writing online. They were like, wow, Franklin Saint's British accent's really good.
Bron, he talked about 100 years from now, Snowfall. Are you starting to think about the work you've done and what it looks like 100 years from now?
From time to time, I do think about how do I want to be remembered? And I hope that it's not just the game of basketball. You know, I feel like if it's just the game of basketball that people, you know, talk about me in the sense of, I think I've kind of failed my mission. So, you know, the things that I do in my community, you know, the way that myself and Savannah raise our kids, you know, my relationship with my single parent mother, you know, my friendship with my guys, you know, bigging up my people from my hometown, you know.
I have a lot of work to do, damn.
Like if those conversations don't hit the barbershop, if those conversations don't hit people's emails and you know, blogs from here to here, or, you know, forums or whatever the case may be, then I feel like my mission it wasn't completed. And I'm not done. I'm old as fucking basketball terms, but I'm super young in life, yeah. You know, so I still have so much more work to do. I'm still building my blocks. Like I want to continue to just keep building my blocks, keep on building, and then just let it speak for itself.
I love that. It's a beautiful thing, like being able to spend time around you and Savannah, who's here as well, and seeing how you raise the kids and the joy you're getting now and how it's changing for you guys, right? I remember on draft night, there was the whole night was special and beautiful, but there was a moment, I don't even know if you remember it was when Bronny was leaving and he was gonna go and celebrate with his friends and you guys were going different places, so he was gonna go back to LA and you were traveling somewhere else. And when you said bye to him, you're like, I'll see you at the press conference. That was the next time you were gonna see him. And it was like, it hit me then. I was like, oh, this is real now. This is a real thing. Like, you're gonna see your son at the press conference. Have you thought through, not relationship, because you'll always be his dad, he'll always be his son, but what's your working relationship? Is he gonna call you dad at practice in the locker room?
No, we already laid that. No, he can't. We already laid that down. He cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. Okay. In the car, if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Bron. Okay. Or, you know, GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him. But it's easy for me. It's easy for me because I've been calling him Bronny for so long. Yeah. It's not like I've been calling, hey son. So it's easy for me. It's gonna be the adjustment for him. But we cannot be running down the court. And he'd be like, Dad, push the ball up, Dad, I'm open, Dad, come on. I'm like, no, you cannot do that. So, but this is gonna be, I'm excited. I am so excited. I am so excited for training camp. I mean, having your son work with you, you know, it's like the greatest thing. Like, I can't wait for this moment. Like, I really cannot wait to hit the floor with him. It's gonna be pretty surreal for me. Yeah. Pretty surreal. That might be the first time I sit back and, like, out of my whole career, finally get an opportunity to just sit back and be like, oh shit, this is really cool. Like, I haven't been able to do it for myself, and maybe because I'm like I've been trying to climb this mountain.
You've been so in the moment,
like my whole career, that I pray and hope that me being with my son would finally give me an opportunity to just like pull back and look at it from a different lens. That's dope. And just like appreciate it.
I'll tell you, that night, I don't even know if you guys realize you did it. There were like, I'm not exaggerating, like 10 times that you and Savannah separately were like, this is crazy. Like to yourselves, like this is like the moment just, you know, it really is a special thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. We're excited to see it.
You only giving him the ball, or?
AD would get it something too as well, yeah. Yeah, AD.
Well, there was also, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I don't know if he's around here, but there was a cool moment that night where after Bronny got drafted, AD FaceTimes Ron, and Ron's like, "What's up, AD?" He's like, "I ain't called to talk to you."
Yeah, I'm calling him. I want to hear from my new teammate. AD FaceTime me like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to my new teammate. Put him on the phone.
Even the sirens are sexy in Paris. Like, I feel like, yeah, everything's super, everything's, like in New York, it ain't sexy. This is not this.
New York, get your ass in the car.
Don't do that. Don't, why's it gotta be, why you gotta do this? See, that's
Pull over now.
That's sexy. That's sexy right there.
Gorgeous.
Right?
And it's almost like they turned it up for you when you said something.
Like,
Does he have control over the sirens?
Nike
here?
can make anything happen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
cue the sirens, for sure. Getting a little more in the weeds, what have practice has been like? What have, like, how competitive have they been? Are you guys getting after it? Okay, Nike, enough. We're good. We're good with the sirens. Just
Early on in training camp, the practices were super competitive. Like, we were, like, going at it, like, 5-on-5 every single day, pushing each other. Every day, the practices were super competitive. You've seen any of, like, the footages from, like, the 92 Dream Team when they was in Barcelona or in Monaco, like, going at it, that's exactly how ours have been. Obviously, as the games are gotten, more and more closer to each other, now it's just all about fine-tuning, just sharpening each other's sword every day. We actually had a tough practice in London, too. Coach wasn't happy about our performance the first time we played South Sudan, so he kind of got at us, and we went at each other, during practice. But it's been fun. Competition at its highest. You're not even gonna see a better game than our practices. When we go at it, it's just too much competition, too much talent, and a lot of fun out there for sure.
When it's like 98, 97, 10 seconds on the clock, and the ball's in your hand, and like everything always goes into slow motion. When I'm watching it, I'm just like, oh, here we go. What's going through your head?
well, LeBron. You talking to him? No, I just want to make sure.
How long have you been putting up with this guy?
We're talking about. He's talking to you. Go ahead. He's talking to you.
What's going on in my like you said, it's in slow motion. I slow it down as well, and just about trying to be patient, not try to be like overexertive. Don't try to predetermine what I'm gonna do, and just kind of read and react. It's still read and react, even with the clock going 9, 8, 7, 6. And I know like if you hit a stopwatch, like those seconds is like ticking, like they look like they're going fast. But for some odd reason on the basketball court, for myself, when the time looked like they're going fast, it's actually slowing down for me. So I'm able just to just slow it down and be able to just see what's going on the floor. Does that always result in a make? No, that's not. I wish. Does it? I wish it would go in every single time, but try to put myself in position that I make the right play or come home for the team. Every single time, and that just comes with experience. Like the best teacher in life is experience, and the more and more you get put in those opportunities and those moments, the better off you'll be.
And everything else just falls into place.
Yep.
I just got word in my ear that we have another guest. It's actually one of your favorite artists. You listened to her album on, I know this for a fact, on repeat and loop for a very long time. We have Miss Tems in the building. Give it up for Tems, please. Give it up for Tems one more time, please. So I don't think you guys understand. We had practices, trains, planes, automobiles, so glad you can make it for sure.
Thank you for having me. I just had a 24-hour shoot. I just came in from Jamaica straight from the airport just to be here. And I'm really so honored, so thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you for making it. So we want to get right into it with you, your EP, when it came out. We played that Stop. Did you know you had a smash on your hands when you delivered it?
What? What? I mean, no. Music is just something I really, really love. I was actually surprised that so many people were connecting to it. I just thought, oh, it's just me and my little community in Lagos. And just to see it go so far is a miracle to me.
Did it feel fast for you? Like you deliver and your
It
world
felt like
changed?
I blinked and like people were like, Tems. And I was like, wait. Like I was just in my room. What do you mean? I was literally like, am I dreaming? Are you dreaming? You know, are we dreaming right now?
Yeah, and to be clear, this isn't a like you had an album or a project that, you know, had a little cult following. Like you were the first, I believe, African female artist to go gold, correct?
Right.
Yeah, give it up, please. The U.S., yes. Give it up. Tim just like, you got that right. You heard it, right?
You heard that right. Yeah, right.
I wanted to ask you, is that your mom on the interludes? Who's on the
Yeah,
interludes?
that's my mom.
It's so incredible to hear. Like, it feels like she's just talking in the living room, like to her daughter. Like,
I always record her in secret. She never knows I'm
Really?
doing it.
I
do that too.
And I also don't tell her I'm putting her on there. She just like listens to, oh, let me listen to my daughter's album. Then she hears herself all the time. So
cool.
yeah, I'm a bit
That's
of
cool.
a criminal.
that's amazing.
I don't. If I secret record my mom, I don't know if I'll be able to put it out. Some of the stuff she say.
No shot.
No shot. No shot.
No shot. We're here, and as we spoke about, you know, with the swoosh, with Nike, and, you know, inspiring generations for years, inspiring you, me, us that are up here. Anything you can impart on us as it relates to just how we should be thinking about this journey, if we remember anything else that can help us along that journey.
Just be you, man. You can't make everybody happy. If you try to make everybody happy, then you're gonna turn around and wake up and you won't be happy. You try to make everybody happy, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, okay, who's helping me be happy? You just can't. You just got to be you. You got to do what inspires you. You got to put the work in. If that's what you want to do, put the work in. Let the results take care of itself, and keep the people around you that is energy givers and not energy seekers. There's too many people around that's like trying to gravitate towards people just so they can grab energy and pull your energy away and not giving you none. Like, I only hang around people that's like, if I give them energy, I know I'm getting it right back. Like, that's just, you know our crew. You know
Facts.
my family. You know our crew. That's just how we are.
I'm in that crew too.
You're absolutely in our crew. You're absolutely in our crew.
We're
like,
both in the crew.
yeah, you know, it's
I'm
just
joining too.
that's what it is. Like, be yourself. Be true to you. Have people around you that like really are super duper proud and want to big you up, and not yes men or yes women are just giving you bullshit just so they're afraid. Like, if you say something to them, then they're not around anymore. Like, people that challenge you, and you just can't make everybody happy. It's impossible, you know. So don't even try it. Make yourself do what makes you happy. Support your family and friends. Give love. Keep the hate away, and you'll be good. I think.
Yeah, so real.
So we got to let LeBron go. He's got to go do the Captain America things. Let's give it up for LeBron James one more time, please. Tems,
Yo,
talk to us about the new album.
woo.
Tell us
And
everything.
did you feel any pressure coming off of For Broken Ears?
No, I didn't feel pressure from like externally, like from the outside world, but I did start feeling pressure to remain true, but remain authentic and what's me and what's not me. And also, I struggle with symptoms of perfectionism. It's a funny story. You know, I always just like work on something till I someone stops me. And nobody was stopping me. So I just kept on working on this album for so long. Ended up being 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And I had to stop myself and say, Timmy, it's fine, it's okay, it's okay. This is it. This is enough. Yeah, I don't know if I would say pressure, but I just was trying to allow myself to be real, to like really just do what I wanted to do. And I think I did that.
You absolutely did that. Trust me.
My
for sure.
favorite songs before was Avoid Things. And
Stop.
then now it's You and My Friend.
Oh.
The remix is coming soon.
Yeah. I think we got it. I read somewhere that you had all these musical influences, and then around 15, you maybe stopped listening to so much because you wanted to create your own style.
I had a lot of musical influences. You know, when you're a child, you always want to emulate who you look up to. You know, so if you love Celine Dion, chances are you're gonna be sounding like Celine Dion. If you love Beyonce, chances are you're gonna be sounding like Beyonce. And I felt like if all these people have sounds that I would like, you know, that I look up to, why not figure out what my own sound is, you know? And so I started trying to intentionally make music without thinking of how would this person do it? I just decided, okay, how would I do it? And navigate from there.
And the thought when we heard that this young lady Tems was coming out was like, oh, it's going to be Afro beats, right? It's like everything's
Right.
Afro beats. Did you feel any pressure there or get any resistance back that it wasn't?
I didn't feel pressure, but I did get resistance. I mean, Afrobeats is the national African Nigerian vibe, you know? And it's not like I don't do Afrobeats,
sure.
but I'm not, my sound isn't really, I wouldn't say that it's original, like all the elements of it are there. But I think it's important to stay true to yourself, which I did. I loved Celine Dion when I was growing up. I listened to Destiny's Child. I can't leave all of that. You know, I loved Lil Wayne. I loved hip hop. I can't like pretend like I wasn't influenced by them just because I'm Nigerian, you know? So that's the thing about staying true. If you don't stay true, you end up like everybody else. And I had to just be like, well, this is me. I'm Nigerian, but I was in Nigeria listening to hip hop. I was in Nigeria listening to Lauryn Hill, you know? So what do I do now? You know? But I was also listening to Fela. I was also listening to Burna Boy. And so it's like it's like a concoction of influences and just being true to me, you know?
That's dope. And Damson, did you feel any pressure, right? Because there's been people before you that have been successful, right? We think of like Idris and people like that, like to emulate some of these people. Is it find your own lane or steal the good stuff from them? Like what's been your process in carving out your own lane and career?
They always say as an actor, you should steal from the best and make it your own, but I've never, I want to work with them. I think that's what it is. I want to work with them and just, yeah, man, I just want to go through life and just experience things. Like, I want to be able to say, like when I'm 90, man, I remember when I did a movie with Brad Pitt. I don't know why I'm American, but I remember when I did a movie with Brad Pitt.
I don't know why you think that's American either. Sheesh. That's what we sound like?
But I think no, there's no pressure, especially when I meet these guys and everything they tell me and the energy they give me is not from that standpoint. The biggest thing is, hey man, chase happiness, kid, and that is what I'm focused on, really. Yeah.
That's dope. And I think one of the things I thought was really cool, Tems, when I was doing research on you was, you know, we live in a generation now when like there's so much at your disposal, right? Like you can figure things out on your own and, you know, you can get a song up or YouTube or whatever the case is. You taught yourself basically how to like engineer, correct? Like in terms of like creating your own sound, is that right?
I started off producing myself. Now I engineer myself, which is not necessarily a great move. It's a lot of work, guys. I don't think you want to do it. I wouldn't advise you. Yes, women empowerment, you know.
But when you started,
But it's hard. Please don't.
but when you
don't
started at the
stress.
beginning, was it out of necessity or something you just wanted to learn?
It was, I couldn't find the sound I was looking for. I think that was it. I was trying to make slower music, not as Afrobeaty, and I couldn't really find producers to explore that. And so I just knew that was a journey I had to take on my own, which I very much enjoyed, and I think everybody should explore, for sure.
Speaking of exploring, anything else? Do you want to direct eventually, produce? Like,
I'm producing now. I produced the last 2 seasons of Snowfall, which was cool.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, we started our production company, Keep Quiet Productions, which is really cool. And I've got a deal at FX, which is like I'm doing a bunch of fun stuff and just trying to create as many opportunities for people from everywhere. Can't wait to come to Nigeria and do a movie over there. Like that's definitely something that's on my mind next.
I'm a director as well. I can, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Only on the shop, baby.
You said you wanted to join, you wanted to do remix, Abi. I got you.
I can scratch. I can scratch.
Yeah. Movie coming next. Series, something.
Done.
Done.
There we go.
Done deal. Look, this is how life works. Can you see that?
Done.
Crazy. Look
What?
at it.
What?
Don't be surprised.
So glad I
if you-
came to Paris.
You know?